Hey, good everyone, this is Mike, and today I'm going to be bringing you our number 9 replay of Kane's Wrath 1.02 patch top 10 countdown. And we'll get straight into this because I'm wasting no time. I'm going to be doing 9 down to 1 before I'm actually going to New Zealand for a family holiday tomorrow night. So I thought, I haven't posted anything for a while, so I'll smash these out and hopefully YouTube doesn't shit itself on me and I can pretty much program YouTube and use the scheduler so I can upload these once a day or once every couple of days so I can come back and start producing videos again. So here we have Eclipse as our random red player on the right hand side of Tournament Rift, the map we all know and love, and Alan X is our Reaper 17. So let's get straight into it. Let's figure out who our Eclipse is playing, and by the looks of it, it is normal GDI, no, Zocom, lovely. As you can see from the Zocom upgrades there from the airfield. So we see Eclipse going to be setting off his tower at the start, doing the normal standard start. Alan over here is just going to go for the one assimilator, and that is going to, pardon me, and that's going to go down to the spike. So the battle for the scouting has begun. Good use there from Eclipse, just trying to avoid the buzz as best as possible because he's been sending down 3 engineers. Obviously one just went for a little jog past the scenic route. So he's investing heavily in these 2 engineers. Gonna get, of course, get his money straight back from the engineers once he captures that. So good early economic boost. Sorry, not early economic boost. Will be a late game economic boost at the start because each of these riflemen do cost a lot, and the Tiberium spikes won't get, won't bring in as much money as he's spent there until probably 5-10 minutes. So let's see whether Alan X can capitalize on that, because as you can see, already got 3 harvesters out and 2 refineries, whereas Eclipse has just got the 3. But I'm sure the refinery will drop down very shortly. Just while things are starting to heat up, I do advise you guys to follow the link at the end of the video to my Facebook Command & Conquer TV page. I'll be making sure I post when I do post videos. I'll be linking that on that page. So if you guys are ever on Facebook and you happen to be browsing, as we always do, and you come across, I'll be also posting things about the alpha, the alpha Command & Conquer, which I'm currently in at the moment, thank goodness. But yeah, once the NDA is lifted there, I'll be posting a lot of things on that, my thoughts, and maybe even some blog type activity. So be sure to like that. I'll put a link in the description and at the end of this video. Once I do come back from New Zealand, I expect a lot more videos from me because unfortunately for me, I have broken up with my girlfriend. So that was 11 months. Yeah, so I've got a lot more time on my hands now, which I would like to put that into my YouTube channel. No, that was not the reason why I broke up with her in the first place. Just there was a few things that we couldn't, rectify. So it was just best if we did end things. So good for you. Yeah, all right for me, kind of, I guess. But we'll see what happens from here. But I've got a lot more time, so expect daily or bi-daily videos once I do come back from New Zealand, which will be on the 5th of next month. And I know I haven't lived up to many of my promises in the past when it comes to scheduling, but I will definitely do that now. APC engineer comes in, gonna be selling off the refinery. Good job there, but Seeker's coming up here with the first true engagement. Seeker's coming up, gonna be taking out one harvester and possibly a second, catching these pit bulls out of position, which is very nice indeed. Don't know how they did sneak past that little scout party, but there's only 5 Seekers, so shouldn't be doing too much damage, although there are not a lot of pit bulls, but now the reinforcements decide to come back and should be able to clean up those Seekers quite easily. Very nice power plant placement there, blocking off any Seeker harass onto the harvesters. Alan looks like he is going to be continuing with the Seeker and Disintegrator spam. Just a bit of preemptive measure for the pit bulls that he expects are going to come. Shardwalker with the buzzer attached to it. Of course, it makes it very, very hard for the garrisoned units to target the buzzer. Actually, don't think they can. But yeah, that's a very nice work there. Support power is being used. Looks like he's going to go heavy into those infantry spam here. Looking to get the Tiberium suits up. And there it is there. Tiberium field suit upgrade. It increases armor and hit points. And immunity to Tiberium, I do believe. So we're going to see Seekers stream down the middle of the map. Going to target this second expansion here. But a lot of pit bulls coming top. Of course, being Zocom, Eclipse knows that there is a bug with the Predators. So that's why you don't see a lot of Zocom players build Predators, because it gives an EXP boost to any unit that kills it. Which is unfortunate, which never got changed. But he's just going to take out the refinery and bail. A lot of rockets and rifleman squads, accompanied by a few APCs, going to be streaming straight down the center of the map. Going to be attacking this base up here. Meanwhile, Seeker's coming at the top. Going to be wrecking Eclipse's main starting base. Not really main base anymore, but starting base. Going to be taking out all these power plants. So Eclipse is going to have to produce a bit more power if he's going to stay on top of his production. But a lot of rockets here, and the Seekers obviously not very good against rockets. Not going to be going forward, so going to be pushing back. AP ammo upgraded as well from Eclipse. Shardwalker's coming out to deal with all these rockets. Disintegrators trying to get into the APCs, but APCs will be able to kite those. A lot of buzzers here. Buzzer swarm, sorry. And obviously buzzers being produced from the swarm. And up here we see, what do we see? We see the Seekers get caught out of position a little bit. Of course, force fields being researched, giving them a bit of extra hit points. Group of pit bulls up at the top, not doing much at the moment. But looks like we're going to have a little lull here. It's just a few shards. And looks like we're going to see a phase field being put on these 2 shard walkers. Phase field has a very long cooldown, so I expected Alan to be a little bit more careful when he used it, but I think just the threat of a few phased shard walkers is going to be enough to deter him and push him away. These pit bulls still sitting at the top, but no, he is now moving. Looks like he's just hit Q because everything on the map just decided to push forward. So MCV being put at the blue Tiberium field here for Eclipse. And I hear a hexapod. Seeker's going to be coming back and trying to do what they can against these pit bulls, but the pit bulls outmaneuvering those Seekers. Drone ship going to be coming into the middle Tiberium field. Nice and big, no one's touched that. But of course, this field being smaller, more dense, more compact, going to be giving Eclipse a huge economic boost. And tech center coming up, so I expect a Marv very shortly. Of course, the Corruptor Disintegrator combo. Sorry, the Corruptor Hexapod combo with the Disintegrator hardpoint. So we're going to be seeing some Annihilator tripods coming out. Pardon me, Reaper tripods. So that is a lot of infantry indeed. I don't think these guys have their shard launcher researched yet. Wouldn't be a bad idea because the shards do a fantastic amount of damage to units, infantry units. But it looks like we're seeing the Grenadier squads coming out, and of course they can be upgraded with the EMP. And unfortunately for Alan, that is a lot of infantry and that is a lot of EMP Grenadiers, and unfortunately they are going to go down so quickly, and there is nothing to charge back up that hexapod, and just continuous EMP. My computer is just shaking, my screen is shaking from all the rockets. So that going down so quickly. GDI, I do find, of course, Bar Steel Talon, Zocom and Vanilla GDI do find it very easy to deal with epic units due to the spammability of the Grenadiers. Just checking the map for any flanks or anything like that, and yes we do. We have Seekers coming in, going to be taking out these wandering harvesters, but that's not where the real action is at the moment. Huge siege on the second base of Alan X. Great EMPs there, going to be disabling the war factory, but a great phase field coming in on 5, I think it is. 5 shard walkers going to be reverse moving and moving all around these. Would have liked to see a bit more micro there. Didn't need 5 all clumped up at once. Could have sent them on all different directions, but knowing that it is a good time to retreat, Eclipse is going to go all the way back to base. But these buzzers are going to pick up the stragglers. MCV being picked off, and the Seeker's going to go down, a few of them to the sonic emitter. Of course, there are 2 MCVs out. Sorry if I didn't point that out before. And this lightning spike is going to go down very quickly. So, let's have a look at their income at the moment. Eclipse is sitting on 5k. Alan's sitting on 2. Another hexapod coming out. But you have to remember, Alan does have control of this entire green field. There's still half left. So, Eclipse is going to make a play here. He's going to slowly creep forward with the refineries, and with the double MCV, he's going to be dropping down sonic emitters to take out these harvesters and whatever else stands in the way, I guess. So 2 sonic emitters up. Reaper tripod's going to try and do their best to hold it, but really should be microing these harvesters back. But those sonic emitters just completely rip the Seekers apart, and there's only so much the Reaper tripods can do. Gonna have to stand in the Tiberium field and try and charge up, but the sonic emitter is just taking it down so quickly. Great work here, using the power plant as a little blockade. Don't know what's going to come out of these barracks, but it looks like the war of nutrition is going to go to Eclipse. He's done very well in securing that blue Tiberium field, using the economic advantage to push forward and set up shop on this green field up to the north center of this map. Hexapod coming in and going to be taking out quite a bit. Tech center going down, so there's going to be no more sonic emitters coming out here after these 2 are gone. Of course, there are still 3 sonic emitters at this Tiberium field here, and a few rockets going to be doing some work, but those Seekers should be able to take care of them. No, actually they won't. They've got increased armor, so they're not going to go down to Seekers anytime soon. This little squadron is moving up and doing some work. Not a lot of Tiberium left here. Both harvesters from each side doing their best to secure as much Tiberium as they can. But this squad's still being pushed up. Force field's going down around the MCV, his last MCV, I do believe. Great EMP there, going to be EMPing 3 Shard Walkers. Rocket's going to be coming out, but I think he's going to have to do a little bit more than that. There is no, I'm just having a little scout around, there's no more MCV, just making sure. And MCV going down to the EMP, so no more structures being produced here from Eclipse. And while the Hexapod's at the back, the Shard Walker's doing a really good job in taking out as many infantry as possible. But I do think that the Blue Shard upgrade would be a very good investment, or should have been a very good investment earlier in the match. But unfortunately, using the buzzer support, the swarm support power, the AoE from the Eradicator will take those out in friendly fire straight away. Those 3 sonic emitters still up. And this Hexapod going ham. Got the phase field on him, and he's going to be trying to squish little infantry that are running away. And I don't think they're going to catch him. Got Seekers up top, going to have a little poke at the rockets. I don't think they're going to do much damage at all. Looks like Eclipse has acquired himself a Reaper tripod. So it's like a whole lot of harvesters, 3 to be exact, are going to try and secure as much Tiberium as possible with the help of the rockets and with the escort of the rockets. Tripod, sorry, not the tripod, the Hexapod going to go down. And this is not looking too good now for Alan. I thought he had a good thing going with that little squad that took out half of Eclipse's base, but now that he's secured himself a few, oh, here we go. This is a great move here from Alan. Going to be popping out the Mechapedes, putting the Shard Walkers, the Shard upgrades on them, and he's just going to try and win the war by mobility. Of course, as long as he tries to keep the head away, but unfortunately he is showing too much head and able to focus fire on the head. So actually the Mechapede's gonna go down. I think he should have done a lot better there. Should have brought the Mechapedes around, taken out all this, could have easily done it, forced the rockets out of position. Once the rockets are out of position, then you could bring them around. The Mechapedes have so much maneuverability that he could have just pulled the rockets apart and pulled Eclipse's already immobile force and really used that to his advantage. But unfortunately he ran straight into the rockets, who were able to force fire straight into the head of the Mechapede, and of course that kills all the segments. Seeker's not going to be doing too much, just taking out a few harvesters. But now we're at a standstill. Now it looks like another Hexapod is going to come out. Hope you guys do like the fact that my mouse cannot be heard now. I've acquired myself another silent mouse. My other one actually went missing a long time ago, so I've been using my cyborg mouse, my cyborg rat, which I bought off a friend who works at I can't remember. He works at a computer shop, I'm pretty sure. But he had acquired one for quite cheap, and I purchased it off him for quite cheap. Fantastic mouse. But just for you guys, I will use my silent mouse because I know how annoying the clicking is. So, Eclipse, going to be sending these harvesters to the blue field. Not going to allow them to mature into grown-up crystals. Just going to secure them for as much money as possible at the moment. And again, I harp on this every single time. But first of all, we have these tripods going to come down. And just do a little bit of poking on the harvesters. But as I was saying before, I do rant on about this every single time. When you are in late game like this, do not keep on harvesting. If you can get away with not harvesting and you can defend the Tiberium spikes that you have, don't harvest, because Tiberium crystals have they basically have the kid stage, the child stage, the adolescent stage, and the full-grown adult stage. Of course, each stage has its own benefits. But here we have this Eradicator Hexapod going to be permanently slowed by its old brother. Permanently EMP'd by its own brother. He's turned to the dark side, or the good side if you see it that way. And he is not going to get out of that anytime soon. The only thing... Oh, he's got the phase off. Just got the phase off. So he's just going to be permanently EMP'd there. And I don't know what's going to happen. I think the best thing he can hope for is if he gets un-EMP'd for a split second and he walks a few inches forward. But just so you guys know, when you have been phased, you actually do take damage. You only take the tiniest bit amount of damage, but you still take damage. But there you go, EMP being shut off there, and another EMP going down. But Mechapede's gonna be starting to come out again, and looks like finally Alan has secured those bottom Tiberium spikes for the late game economy. So Mechabees, this is what I wanted Alan to do at the start. Really try and pull apart the lack of mobility from Eclipse. So he's going to be taking out a few harvesters. Should be taking out all these buildings as well if he can. I would have liked to see the Toxin upgrade come out, just because they take down buildings so damn quick. Quicker than the shards, I do believe. Of course, shards is the best attachment to use now. Way before. A few years ago, it used to be the Disintegrator upgrade, but they did hit that with the nerf bat. So these shards are going to be taking out this tripod. Probably should take out the husk as well. Eclipse really not being able to do anything at the present time. He can't really go into... what do you call it? Into air, because there are shards. Shard walkers up, but even so, he can still outmaneuver them if he can pop a few Stalkers, but that's that was a lucky emit there from the Sun Committer. Going to go for the buzzers and actually cops the head off that one Mechapede. So very fortunate there. So Marv looks like it's finally going to come out. It's, I don't know how long the game timer is on this thing, but there has not been a Marv yet. Very take a drink of water. And another good shot there from that Sonic Emitter, taking out half of one Mechapede and taking out the head of another. So Marv is coming out, and now the tide has turned. Eclipse is going to soak up all this money, all this Tiberium, and I don't think there is anything Alan can do except bring out his own hexapod. But what is he going to fill the hexapod with? Because the hexapod itself isn't the best. It does need other units around it. So we'll see what happens. Mechapede is going to go try and... Oh, that's a fantastic EMP there. But unfortunately, because each segment is technically its own unit, when you do EMP a segment, the other segments can still fire. But that sonic emitter force firing onto the head of the EMP'd Mechapede. So that Mechapede goes down. So Hexapod is up and looks like he's moving across the map to this southeastern base. And it looks like we're gonna have the sonic grenade upgrade hardpoint, whatever you want to call it, on the Marv. So he's going for full damage with the money he just acquired from rolling over the Tiberium. He could actually roll over this Tiberium, but no, he decides to try and harvest it for extra money. The 1 MCV up. And actually looks like... Oh, wait. Oh, when did that die? Oh, no, I missed it. There is actually no drone ship for Alan. So he's just going on what he has at the moment, which is just the warp sphere. So everything that's been produced is only at the warp spheres, and I wonder whether they actually know, whether Eclipse actually knows. But Hexapod doing a bit of work, getting extra money for every unit killed and every building killed. So that's always a good thing, as you can see. $8 here, $8 there. It all adds up. Try not to put some friendly fire onto your own things. But looks like he's built another MCV. Shockwave artillery coming down. Sonic emitter is going to be force firing onto the Hexapod. EMP grenades going to be coming out. And this looks like it's just going to be a complete lockdown. EMP's not going in. Not yet. I'm surprised I haven't seen another lot of EMPs, because I'm pretty sure 3 Grenadiers should be able to constantly keep EMP'd anything really. But unfortunately missing that EMP. So I have a feeling this Hexapod is going to get away. But this Marv is just going to roll straight down. Unfortunately, the Hexapod is not in a position where he can react to that Marv. But that Marv, that just keeps on rolling down. He's going to take out absolutely everything. And is just going to roll to victory. And see so much damage coming out of these sonic grenades. So much. He's going to keep on rolling down, and this Hexapod isn't even going to get close. He's just going to be kept on getting EMP'd, and so many sonic emitters coming out. And that is the game it should be. Alan should throw in the towel fairly soon, or maybe he'll wait for the Marv to finish it off. But I have a feeling that's going to be it. Last building goes down. It's going to be sold off, and that's it. Alan X has been defeated by Eclipse. And that, my friends, is number 9 of the top 10 countdown of Kane's Wrath 1.02. Just down here should be a link for my Facebook page for Command & Conquer TV. Right here should be the subscribe button for my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on a site or anything like that and you already haven't subscribed, tell your friends, tell your mum, tell your dad. No, maybe not. That would be a bit awkward, but yeah, you know. Spread the word. Hopefully, also you guys get your beta keys alpha keys for Command and Conquer if you haven't already. And I shall see you in my next video, which will be number 8. Ciao.